Hello, Snugglebugs. Welcome to today's Hearthstone video. We're coming at you with the 24.4.3 patch notes that Play Hearthstone just released today, not that long ago. So we will look at the dev comment here. The meta is relatively stable right now, which, I mean, I guess it's true, other than, I guess, Beast Hunter, most decks are kind of in line with each other, with just a few outliers. Our goal with this patch is to reduce the frustration and give the weaker decks a bit more breathing room by reducing the overall power level of Hunter. One notable outlier that is not getting changed, but which we are keeping a close eye on, is a Prince Renathal. He is powerful and popular, but we don't want this patch to completely shake up the meta because we have something fun coming for patch 24.6, and we want to see how Renathal performs in the next expansion before making changes to him. So 24.6 is likely it could happen in a few weeks when they announce maybe the next set that's coming out, which maybe the fun thing is the Death Knight that's been rumored to come out. So they want to see how the 40 card decks maybe affect that class before they adjust them up or down, which, I mean, I guess kind of makes sense, but I know a lot of people who play aggro are a little frustrated with Renathal, so I assume they probably would have liked to see that happen. As far as card changes, they kind of teased or said all the cards that were going to be changed in this patch earlier in the week on Twitter, so people were speculating that maybe there would be some additional ones, myself included, like hopefully I was hoping Denathrius. A spoiler alert, that did not happen. But let's take a quick look at the cards that did get changed, which is Theotar the Mad Duke, which again they noted. Now all that changed for Theotar was he went from a 4 cost to a 5 cost, but he's still a 3/3. And if we look here, the dev comment basically says that it's a powerful tool against late game strategies, which is true. In of itself is played in so many decks because it can interrupt any strategy and it can take like multiple cards with Bran and things like that. Bumping this from 4 to 5 mana, I actually don't think is going to change its play rate barely at all, in all honesty, and it's not going to change the way people feel about it. In reading the dev comment here, I won't read the whole thing, but effectively what they're saying is they're still going to keep an eye on it and possibly change it in the future if necessary. So I have a feeling that they're just sort of testing the waters. They didn't want to nerf it to the ground on its first change, but if they're already admitting that they're going to keep their eye on it, they're aware that it's likely not going to make a huge difference, and therefore they're going to have to change it again later, which I would expect. First up for the Hunter changes, we have the Stag Spirit Wild Seed. So this is the wild seed that comes out of all the different cards that generate your wild seeds. And what they're doing here is they're making it, instead of being a 5/4, they're making it a 4/3, and with the previous nerf that had it, I think, at a 4/2 weapon already down to a 3/2 Great Bow, the Stag Spirit Wild Seed has been changed quite a bit. So waiting 3 turns for this. Obviously, this weakens it a little bit. 3 health, I would actually say, is a pretty important breakpoint, as typically speaking, spells do 3 damage. So giving this 3 health actually does make a bigger difference than normally 1 health drop might. So this may weaken the Hunter deck a little bit. On top of that, as you can see, I guess they've also changed the Bear Wild Seed from a 2/5 to a 2/4. This one I don't think is quite as impactful, just because, like I mentioned, 4 health is still an awkward breakpoint a lot of the times. And really, I mean, 1 health less is always going to make it a little easier to keep. I still feel as though it's going to take almost the same amount of work to remove the 4 health as 5 health. But overall, removing 1 attack and 2 health away from possible wild seeds should go a long way, as there's a lot of cards in the deck that play these out. So you even though it's maybe only 1 health on the bear, in a lot of games people might summon 3 or 4 wild seeds. So if they're all these bears, which I know is not always the case, but you're still there. Now you're looking at, like, maybe a 4 health nerf really to all the different cards out there, and that adds up over time. Probably the biggest change to Hunter that a lot of people saw coming, including myself. I knew this was happening. The Harpoon Gun. The Harpoon Gun. All they're really doing is they're making it so the Dredge, if it's a beast, they're reducing it back to 2, which is what it was originally before they buffed it. And I think this is a bigger change. Like, I don't think this is the only card. I feel like I've mentioned before, Hunter is just strong from beginning to end. But what this will remove is the play Harpoon Gun on 3, get your Mountain Bear or your Hydralodons out on turn 4, which in of itself usually can win a lot of games because people can't respond to that kind of pressure that early. So I think this is probably the most meaningful change, and then the other ones are just going to help sort of bring that wild seed package down a notch, which throughout the course of an entire game could add up to be a lot. I actually don't think Hunter's been so powerful. I don't think that these nerfs are going to be enough to obliterate it. In fact, I still think it's going to be the #1 deck out there. I could be wrong. We'll only have time will tell. But yeah, let me know what you think about these nerfs, because that's it for Standard. Like I said, nothing else. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of these nerfs. Are they enough? Do you think they should have did more? We're going to be uploading a video tomorrow. So this patch goes live today, and we'll be uploading a video tomorrow of the pre-nerfed hunter as like an homage to the class that maybe no more. And yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.